Special thanks to Thingy, the Temporal Discussion Podcast, Lemon314, Lord Entropy, Avali Long, JL, Laszlo Panaflex, Metric Conversion, Nubix Cube, Velsharan, A, Benderwaffles Feek, Tashtari, Shinewolf, Ryan Devil 23, Ministry of On We Control, Miko Zeech, and Grizzly Old B for sponsoring the creation of these videos. Go to David X Newton on Patreon to join the ASCII Brigade. I see my problem. I'll put a higher contrast picture into this video, but the curve that I thought was just the shape of the slate is part of the symbol, and it's got these two feathers on it. So I'll put that in, but somebody's bloody stolen it. Oh, it's just up here. All right, so two feathers and a big curve going like that and that. Sort of mouse-like. Yeah, that's an instant reaction. Okay, we've got it now. Thank you.
The distant isle. Very few have been here. You have done well. Treasures were kept here, and still are. The tablet on the keep is perhaps the greatest treasure ever held by man or beast, and you will hold it soon. Power is in your hands, friend. Whether you like it or not. I will not have the chance to speak to you again. You will link upon touching the final slate. The tablet will be yours, as will the choice. I will be blunt, for it is my last opportunity. Luchni's last opportunity. Her mind has changed. Now, she believes she must have the tablet. She believes she is the grower. When you see her, she will beckon for it. Do not give it to her. But the book in Kavir, I have unlocked it. Bring the tablet there to Myst Island. Yeshu will not follow. She does not want to be their master. Bring the tablet to the island. There is no other choice. I will meet you there. Please, do not fail. It is what must be done.
All right, let's get this tablet out of there. Remind us of our adventures past. Here's the last one. And am I in... Yes, I'm in Kavir, that's what he called it. I suppose we can just take this. Hello, Yesha. Are you going to say anything, or are you just going to stand around creepily? Oh. She just, expectantly puts her hand out. Well, I've only been told the entire game not to give this to you. Let's try giving the tablet to Yesha. I shouldn't have done that. But was she holding it? I thought that she just gestured taking it and then moved away. Shall we return to where it all began? Let's see. Oh, hello. Boat's seen better days. That's a bit dented. Wow, this is kind of sad. It's like in, if you remember... okay, this is even more now like in Metal Gear Solid 4 where you return to Alaska and you crest the hill and the base Shadow Moses is there and it starts playing The Best Is Yet to Come, and I honestly nearly cried, and then suddenly a surveillance camera just falls over and smashes, and it's hilarious. Oh dear. It's weird to see it in this fully 3D environment where which would earlier, I don't know the timeline, be seen in real Myst and that series. I gave it to Yisha.
After everything, did you not trust me? After all the help I provided, all the aid and assistance? Well done. Now it has slipped through her hands. Wasted. Fool. Now your journey has been a waste, and this precious island that once represented escape is now your prison. We have all failed. You have accomplished nothing. And there is no way from here. No one will come for you. Myst Island is your end. Forever.
Oh, that's really a nicely palindromic ending. Because you were stuck on Myst Island at the end of the first game as well. And now this is our prison age. Whoa! Oh, listen to the raindrops as you move out of the rocket. You can hear them spattering on the metal. That's a nice touch. We've had some memories, haven't we, Clock Tower? Not many of them good. There's the furnace and the safe. And there's the weird, really big tree. Oh, look at this. You can go all the way into the clock tower and see this bloody stupid mechanism again. Am I going to get the chance to restart? Or because I feel that I should possibly have saved before doing that. So, can I make a different choice now? Sort of just electrocuting myself? There's a big hole in the world there. I'll have to get that fixed. Map's still there. At least that's still working. Well, the guidebook helpfully hints you that if you didn't save the game before doing that, then start the game again and be more careful next time. Fortunately, I think when I had that glitch earlier, it saved the game for me when I went out and restarted. So we really don't have much to replay at all.
Do not fail. It is what must be done.
All right, you heard him. Let's not fail. Here we go again. Hi, Isha. I expected there to be a big speech or something, or some climactic moment, like in, well, most of the other Myst games, honestly. But instead it's very silent. Let's head back to Myst, if I can find the book. Here we go. Still a bit the worse for wear. I love this detail of the... Oh, can I not do it with the tablet in my hand? No, maybe I can't. It's just a little sign of something's gone wrong that you can pull the handle off the marker switch. Here we go. This must be the tablet's proper resting place.
So, you listened to my wise counsel and have brought the tablet.
Is something really bad going to happen?
Well done. There was no way for your feeble mind to comprehend the power of this borrowed tablet. It was meant for a worthier master.
Oh no, you're just as mad as her, aren't you?
Couldn't fully grasp that the master of the tablet was the master of the Bahru, master of their full power. It was really only yours, briefly, and only then, to give to a true master. Did you think you would gain a piece of its power? Is that why you brought it? Or perhaps my words, perhaps I don't give myself enough credit. Regardless, now, it is mine. Yes, my powerful servant, your new master is here. Let's see what remarkable feats you can perform for me. The new master of the art. Oh, yes. Thank you, idiot. You performed well enough. So, I give you this wonderful island. Consider it a missed opportunity. Ironic, isn't it? This island, that was always the place of escape, has now become your prison.
I know, I said.
Now, let's see where this power will take me. Unlimited agents and an army of Bahra to do my bidding. Wow. Fun I will have.
I've still got it though, don't I? What now? I've got to admit, I didn't see that coming. because I thought this game was too bland to present me with a surprise like that. I thought I was being presented with a very obviously good choice and a very obviously bad one. But it looks like we're going to have to do a bit more work before we can finish this game. Right, let's try this a third time. Not you. So I can bring it up like I could to the slate. I'm not certain I can do anything with it. He was writing on it before, but I lack the necessary implements. I wonder if I just leave it somewhere, if... will the back row come and get me? Whoa! Well, they did.
I am set free. The slavery of 10,000 years is over. And the burden of my family is lifted from my weary heart. Praise the Maker. He brought you for this impossible task. You have done well.
Oh, I don't like that.
And many will rejoice. You have chosen the least as greatest. You have freed us all. Yourself of pride, me of the burden, and the good borrow of their enslavement. You are worthy of the new Denis. Oh, my father.
My desert bird.
It's over. I didn't know if... I faltered. I was not always strong. I am so sorry.
No.
But what was asked of me, I have done. And now the tree grows again.
No.
Just to be your daughter again. Hold me.
My precious one. I'm so sorry. For this burden, this crushing weight. I cannot bear to think of it. But you carried it. I wish your mother could be. You have truly become the grower. You bring Dunny back to life. Another circle closes. Another new tree grows again. Thank you, my old friend. Welcome to Rilishan, this new Dunny. It's been a long, long journey. Difficult journey. And I am old and weak. But I've lived long enough to see this day, to see my desert bird, my precious Isha return as the grower, filled with the wisdom of the Maker. Truly our long burden has been lifted. Now, my days can end here in peace.
Where are you taking me? Release me, I order you.
Oh.
I demand it. Let
Yes.
me go, you evil demon.
There is this to deal
You
with.
cannot hold me. I am Escher. I am the grower. Where is this? You idiot. Moronic lump of filth. You are nothing. Cut! Ah! needed the power! I needed it! Duckney needed me! You threw it away to this witch and her legion of scum, the demon slaves! You've released the slaves as masters! You've turned the small to great! Curse the makers!
Silence! You are no longer subject to the great. You have become great yourselves. Do with him as you should to the least, for I am no longer worthy to give counsel to you.
No, no! No!
I am not given easily to those not close to me. But you have chosen well, my friend, and have allayed my fears. Many have been freed. Least will be greatest again, as it was before we began. The old is gone, and the new begun to grow. This is the new Denis, restored and free. Over none, under only the Maker. This restoration of Denis is not a restoration of the outside, of structures, stone, but of the inside, of hearts and truth. For kingdoms are only as strong as the hearts of their people. Your heart is right. Welcome to this kingdom. Welcome to this new Denis.
Alright, and that was Myst V. Allegedly, it was blatantly Uru 2, this separate story in the Myst universe that happens after a time skip. It was definitely more coherent than Uru 1. You can tell that this game was finished in the same genre in which they started it, and it didn't get pulled back and forth with all these loose ends. I did even enjoy some of the puzzles in it, just working out what these weird machines did and learning how to use them, and the new slate mechanic was sort of a full game equivalent of that, learning how to get from place to place and how to use these new abilities. I've seen reviews of the game saying the drawing recognition was very shaky, but I thought the opposite. I was really impressed with it. It's actually better than some more recent games I could name. They did break the good parts up by having these baffling roadblocks dumped in now and then. The waiting for the door in the Sandy Age, Nolabun, or the part where you had to look into the telescope to theoretically see the last symbol. I even looked up another walkthrough for that, not the UHS, and I tried to recreate what it said was the solution with the rings of the planet and things, and I still couldn't get it to work. The game seemed quite short, with just a couple of things to do in each age, but I think it's really about the same as the original Myst, if not slightly longer. So, Did I enjoy this more than Uru? Yes, but I also enjoyed my last trip to the dentist more than I enjoyed Uru. I at least felt that I had some sort of purpose in this one, like I'd been given something to do instead of just wandering around and touching posters. But I still feel like they turned over 2 pages of the story at once during the time skip between Myst and Uru. You never really understand your own role in the story. Why I was there in the first Uru game listening to Yisha, or in this one how I emerged in the Dani prison to run around carving little drawings on things. It definitely showed that Uru had to be cut down severely, and maybe they just didn't have enough room to stuff all the backstory they wanted to in here, and it made it more vague and cryptic than it should have been. And vague and cryptic can be a good choice. I loved spending ages theorising with people about what was going on in the Silent Hill games. But when your role in the game is so tied into changing that backstory, it feels so disconnected when you don't know what that backstory is. I did look up some background on the Myst fan wiki, and I hadn't picked up at all that these Bakro were slaves of the Dani for thousands of years, or that Uru in this game were about freeing them. Right up until I dropped the tablet and gave it to them instead of the clearly mad Escher or Yisha. I'm also not sure how the Bakro are connected to Yisha and her burden, and why doing all of this released her and let her get to Relishan, or what Atreus was saying at the start about ending his useless waiting, only to turn up at the end clearly alive and well. The Myst games, Mysts 1 to 4, did really well at making you part of the events happening around you, even if it wasn't clear from the start that you were part of the events. In the Uru games, you're just someone who comes along afterwards and fiddles with things. Anyway, just over 2 years since I posted the first video, I've completed the Myst and Uru series, and I'm really glad that people encouraged me to play it. I'd known vaguely that the series existed for a long time, but I was only familiar with the first game, so it was incredible to finally see that story expanded. It's such a strange place this series is in because of this two-way branch that happened just before Myst 3, where Ubisoft continued to make Myst games, which are about Atreus and his increasingly messed up family, and they all follow the style of that first game, being these almost inventoryless pre-rendered adventures that maybe take a couple of steps outside that formula, but not very far. Meanwhile, Cyan Worlds experimented more with their Uru branch. They started to introduce new ideas like free movement and the slates that make you think about new ways to solve puzzles. I definitely prefer the old-style Myst games, which, funnily enough, weren't made by the old-style team. In the last couple of them, I missed the live actors in the Uru games. I understand why they didn't do it with pre-renders and actors this time, but it had gone really out of fashion, probably before Myst 4, but I'm nostalgic for that unique, brief little FMV age. The music is great, and I haven't given that enough praise throughout the series. The Uru Games music was composed by Tim Larkin, and it's really interesting how it flows and adapts to suit the locations you're in. It also causes the videos to be copyright flagged on YouTube, so sorry about the adverts. I think the high point of the series, definitely my favourite one, was Exile, Myst 3. That seemed to be where they got the balance exactly right, where the puzzles were satisfying to solve, but they didn't leave you clueless. And with you being caught up in the middle of the events of the story, that was really good as well. Myst 4 would also have been at the top of my list if it weren't for its infuriating sluggishness. And also the part where Peter Gabriel suddenly appeared and everything went a bit strange. If you could cut out the huge pauses between scenes and let the player experiment more, that would have been really good as well. The bottom tier is definitely Uru, there's no contest, but I know there are people who absolutely love what Uru did, and there's such a huge online effort to restore and keep it alive, so there's got to be something in that as well. What other games were there? Riven. That's really interesting. When I played it when I was much younger, I thought it was a game in which nothing happens. And for a long time, that's exactly what it is. But then you get to the last 10% of it, and you suddenly put everything together, and all your fumbling around makes sense. It makes you really appreciate it after you play it, but maybe not so much while you're playing it. Maybe that's another thing I've said about Myst being a really good story, but not necessarily a good game. But that's it. That's finally it for the Myst games, at least the original ones. I'm definitely going to do more of these weird flip-screen adventures on this channel for as long as I can stand them, because they turned out to be so popular. I definitely want to try out Abduction, which is a follow-up to the Myst series by Cyan Worlds again, and maybe the VR version of the original game as well. After that, we'll see where things go. Thank you for joining this adventure. If you'd like to know more about the games, there's another channel, Radicun, who I met through this series, who's done very in-depth, interesting commentaries about the first 4 games. I will link that in the description. and then I'm going to link away. This story did have its highs and lows, but I'm very glad that I did it, and I'm very glad that I had you along the way. Thanks once more to everyone listed here for sponsoring my videos. If you'd like to join the Discord or have some ideas for future games to cover, please look at David X Newton on Patreon.